Hey guys, it's Matt with Accelerating Alpha, and today we're talking about a topic that I feel like not a lot of people like to talk about, and the information out, especially on YouTube and even the internet, is completely scattered and not really put in one place that's easy and accessible for all. And that is how to meet the minimum spend on your credit card. So a lot of these credit cards I talk about on this channel, along with many other topics, require things like $3, $4, and even $5,000 of spend within the first 3 months. And for a lot of people, including myself, who tend to be averse to spending a lot of money and living above our means, that can be pretty hard to do. And a lot of people can look at some of these cards and say, well, I can never get 60,000 points because I can't spend that much money during 3 months. After this video, you will have multiple ways to spend the money and to make sure that you can meet your minimum spend. And I promise you this will be the most in-depth video you'll find on YouTube on this topic. And if at any point you guys have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. And if you have any ideas or ways that you've used to meet the minimum spend on your credit card, please let us know in the comment section below. Let's jump on in. So the first way is probably the easiest way, and that is just to put everything on your credit card. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's obvious. If you're out at the grocery store, throw it on your new credit card. Next. My next way to meet my minimum spend is actually prepay bills. So for example, something that I do quite often is I will prepay my power bill by about $500 or $750. Now that does require me having to pay off my credit card and actually float that money for a significant amount of time. But for me, being able to float $500, $750, and even $1,000 really isn't too bad. But if you're ever in a bind and need to hit the spend on a credit card last minute, prepaying your bills is an excellent way to do that. Now this next option is one of my personal favorites because you can double dip, if you will, and that is to fund bank accounts. So a lot of bank accounts, when you first open them, they require a minimum deposit, and a lot of them will let you fund sometimes up to $1,000 via a credit card. But you have to be careful with this. Number one, some credit cards may charge this as a cash advance, which is something you do not want. They will charge you outrageous fees, and it'll just make it not even worthwhile. And then number two, most only allow for $1,000 to be funded, which is really, really good, but you may not want to open 3 bank accounts in 3 months. On the flip side of this, if you're into bank account churning, which I am as well, where you can open up a savings or checking account and get $1, $2, $3, $4, and even $500 just by doing that and meeting some of the basic requirements, this is a great way to not only hit minimum spend on your credit card, but meet those requirements on that bank account. So that way you're not only churning your credit card and getting points, you're also churning your bank account as well. Another great way to meet minimum spend on your credit card will be doing things like microloans or crowdfunding, or in this example, giving out loans via Kiva. So Kiva is really a charitable organization that gives out loans to mostly people in third world countries, and they'll pay it back within 6 to 12 months. Now you have to keep in mind with this, while it is good and really is a charitable act, you're not going to make any interest on it. And some of these loans are not paid back on time, and the loans will take 6 to 12 months to come back to you in payment normally. You have to look at each individual case itself and determine the actual loan period and the actual time you'll be without this money. But I think it's really a noble cause, and I think it's a really good idea too, if you're okay with the risk and the time frame to which you'll be out of money. Additionally, you can also meet your minimum spend by paying your taxes. Not a lot of people realize that, but normally you can pay your taxes, and it may only cost you a small fee, around 1% or so, to do that. So come tax time, always be ready to pay it off with a credit card. Additionally, I also recommend that you guys look into paying off any potential debt you may have with a credit card. Basically, any big purchase or anything, think about using a credit card for it. Even if you're not using one to meet your minimum spend, it's always good to get that percentage back or those points back. For example, I had an HVAC system that cost me $5,000. No problem, put it on a credit card, and not only met one, but I met two different minimum spends for two different cards. Another great way to meet your minimum spend is via plastic. So through plastic, you can actually pay your mortgage and your rent. However, it will charge a 2.5% fee to do that. But that's still not that bad, considering other options like Venmo and even PayPal can charge about 3%. And if you're using it to just meet your minimum spend, you're still going to get tremendous value. So if you're getting the, let's say, Citi AA Advantage card and it has a 60,000 mile bonus on it, you're basically going to get those 60,000 miles for essentially, about $80 or so. I mean, it is a cost, but those 60,000 miles are worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars in round-trip flights. All right, guys, so before we go into these last few points and strategies to hit your minimum spend, we're going to start talking about manufactured spending. I don't have a problem with manufactured spending. A lot of people do, and some people might ask me, is it illegal? Is it shady? Is it illegal? No, absolutely not. Is it shady? Maybe, but honestly, it's more really a loophole in the system. The banks know about it, and a lot of people know about it, but so few actually take advantage of it. So I'm not necessarily recommending you do this, but this is an option to meet your minimum spend, and it's not an uncommon thing to do. So let's take a look at it. The first most easiest way to manufacture spend, in my opinion, is to link your credit card to Venmo, and then you Venmo your friend money. So if you Venmo your friend, let's say $1,000, then that should code for most credit cards, not all. It's very important that you look at the data points on it. But that $1,000 transfer should code as a purchase and count towards your minimum spend. Now, the next part is very important. You're going to need your friend to send you the $1,000 he just gave you via PayPal as a gift, and he needs to send it to your PayPal account. Once it's in your account, you should have it totally fee-free. So you just took $1,000 from Venmo and sent it to him, and now he's going to PayPal you the rest. Keep in mind, though, while it doesn't cost your friend anything to PayPal you $1,000 from his PayPal, it will cost you 3% to Venmo the money to him via credit card. So that is a pretty high fee and something you need to be aware about. Now, please don't go and open up a PayPal, a Venmo rather, and just Venmo your friend $12,000. You're going to get shut down immediately. I recommend using your normal Venmo account if you have one, and if you don't, slowly build it up. I've never Venmoed anything more than $1,000 for any reason to any one of my friends or whoever it is that I owe money to. So please keep that in mind and realize that you can only have a handful of cards linked simultaneously to your Venmo as well. So the next way to meet your minimum spend would be to use a payment processor to actually hit your minimum spend. Now, anything on this list, this is the one I recommend doing the absolute least. This would be absolutely worst case scenario if you really want to hit spend. And there's a couple reasons why. Number one, this could go against you in taxes. I believe if you spend over $20,000, you will get a K-2 form from the payment processor as taxes. So if you have a Shopify store, for example, and if you do normal sales on there, I would not recommend mixing in your manufactured spend with your normal sales. That's just an absolutely terrible idea and will hit you come tax time. But if you happen to have a Shopify store that didn't have any money or revenue at all this year, and if you kept it under $20,000, it is a viable option. However, there's a lot of charges here, and there really is some risk. The first charge being you have to pay for the website or pay for the payment processor. And then the second charge is, as you will know, there's going to be a 2.5% to 3% processing fee. Normally it's 2.9% plus 30 cents for each dollar spent. So right there, you're really paying a premium to manufacturer spend. And of course, if you go above $20,000, you're going to have to pay tax on that. So good luck explaining that to the IRS. I'm not going to at all, and I would recommend you do not do this. But it is an option if push comes to shove. So probably the best way to manufacture spend and hit your minimum spend would be through gift cards. So this process works by you going and buying a Visa or MasterCard gift card. Make sure it says debit gift card. That's absolutely key here. I would recommend going to a place like simongiftcardmall.com or see if there's one local in your area where you can go up to one of their kiosks and get one of the gift cards. So you're going to start out by going and buying the card with your credit card. Keep in mind, a lot of places, if you're not shopping at Simon Gift Card Mall, will not let you buy a gift card with a credit card. If that's the case, just say thank you, walk away, and try somewhere else. But I would normally buy mine online if I were to do this. Now, once you buy the gift card, your next step is to liquidate the gift card. You can do this one of two ways. The first way would be by opening up a Serve account through Amex. A Serve account is a reloadable account that Amex offers. I would recommend getting the green card if you were to do this. Once you have the Amex green card, then you can see places where you can do Serve card loads. You cannot load the Serve card online unless you have an Amex credit card. So for example, this is separate from what I just mentioned, but if you have an Amex credit card, you can load online directly from that credit card $200 a day up to $1,000 a month. So that's perfect. For any spend you're doing on an Amex credit card, you can easily hit $3,000 within the first 3 months just by loading directly onto Serve. But if you're hitting your minimum spend on any other card, you're going to need to buy a gift card and then take that gift card and go to a location that allows for Serve reloads. Those are often at places like Walmart or Family Dollar. A lot of people have tremendous success loading their gift card at Family Dollar. Now there's a couple things to keep in mind here when you go to the Family Dollar and you actually load your gift card. I can't even believe we're actually talking about this. This is ridiculous. But if you were to go to Family Dollar, if you were to do this, you would take your gift card and you would go up to Family Dollar. Do not tell them it's a gift card. Tell them it's a debit card if they ask, because it technically is. It's a Visa debit gift card. That's key. That's what you want to buy. Then you'll go there and you're asked to do a Serve load. A lot of the data points show that Family Dollar only allows for $500 a day per location. So you need to get there early in the morning, and you may even have to go to different Family Dollars. Some customer service managers will only accept cash to do Serve card loads, but most have no problem doing a debit Visa card. They don't care. They're making minimum wage. Most of them could care less. They're just trying to get through their day. So you simply go there, do a $500 load, maybe do a $200 or $100 load at first to get through, to kind of learn the ropes, if you will. And then from there, it's now going to be sitting in your Amex Serve account. You can do one of two things. One, you can transfer the money directly into your bank account. Or two, you could use bill pay and pay off your credit card. So you see what we did there? We have a credit card. We bought a gift card. We took the gift card, loaded it onto a Serve account. And then from the Serve account, we paid off our credit card. Or from the Serve account, we sent it to our bank account and then used our bank account to pay off the credit card. One big circle. That's manufactured spend. So the last way to do manufactured spend is via a money order. And this is probably the oldest, most common go-to way that's been used thousands upon thousands of times. So just like we said before, you have a credit card, you buy a Visa debit card, and then you take that Visa debit card, go up to a Walmart, maybe your gas station if they offer it, or your grocery store, and ask to do a Western Union money order. And you take that money order and you send it directly to your bank account. It will code as a grocery store purchase. So if you wanted to do purely manufactured spending, theoretically you could, make a few bucks during each one and, take advantage of the 5% back at the grocery stores for that quarter, depending on the type of credit card you have. But keep in mind with this, if you do a high volume of money orders, it can look like money laundering. And I have heard stories of people being stopped at the airport because their name came up on some system, or somebody calling the police because this person came in and did $10,000 every single day for 2 weeks. It really can be sketch. So I really recommend that you do this at a minimal and maybe try to switch up locations as well. So those are some of my top ways to actually hit your minimum spend on a credit card. I didn't touch on every single possibility because there's so many that are just honestly plain obvious that anybody will figure out. But I'm really curious to hear about ways you guys have hit your minimum spend. So please let me know in the comment section below and maybe I'll share them on a future video. Thanks guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.